Hey, what's going on? Jerry Fetta here, owner, founder, and CEO of the Wealth Dynamics brand. And it's Sales and Marketing Saturday. Let's gear up. Now, if you watch to the end of the video, okay, here's my gimmick for you. We're gonna talk about some really good stuff, right? But if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to give you access to a free tool that has 68 ways to increase your income, right? Now, here's the thing. We said 68 ways. I thought of another way, but I couldn't think of a second one. So I was trying to make it 70 ways. We couldn't call it 69 ways to increase your income, let's be honest. So we left it at 68, and you can get that at the very end of the video. Watch to the end, I'll give you instructions on how to do that. All right, let's jump into our content. All right, guys, Sales and Marketing Saturday. So this is sales, this is marketing. I've talked about this before. All of this stuff comes down to delivery, right? What am I selling? Like, let's say I go to the Apple store, I watch a bunch of marketing on the iPhone, and it's like, man, this thing is awesome. I need one of these in my life. And then I go in there and I talk to a sales guy and I'm like, I want the iPhone. He's like, dude, we have them. They're so cool. They're so much better than you even think. And he talks it up and he sells me on it. And then he's like, cool, so go ahead and pay me now. We're gonna ship it to you in 2 weeks, right? So it's gonna arrive at your door, ready to go. We'll program it for you once it's there. And I'm like, great. And I pay them, and then I go home, and in 2 weeks, I wait, nothing shows up at my door. I don't get an iPhone, right? Or maybe I get something other than an iPhone. I get like a Nokia brick phone from back in 2010, right? And that's not okay. Like, every single one of us would say that that's a bad experience within a business. It's a bad experience within a company. You're selling the delivery of the company. You're marketing what's going to be delivered. So if you don't deliver the thing you're selling, or you deliver it at a poor quality, that's going to impact sales and marketing, right? And so as a salesperson, I consider it my responsibility to make sure that delivery is always improving, right? I'm always looking at how do we make our delivery better. Now, does that mean it's always perfect? No, it means that I'm continually trying to make it better. You know, one of the kings of this is Jeff Bezos. He obsesses over the customer experience, and I want you to look at how successful he is and how successful Amazon is, right? Because they have a phenomenal customer experience, right? Now, Jeff is maybe second, third richest guy in the world, right? I think Elon and him have been going back and forth, but I'll tell you what, I got in a Tesla for the first time last week. I was underwhelmed. I wasn't impressed. I was like, this is what the hype is about? I don't even get it. Like, this is like a Ford Focus with a little bit more room inside. It's electric. I don't understand what the hype is here, right? So for me, the delivery wasn't there. That was like less than I expected, right? When you go into a business buying something, you're either gonna get more than you expected, which is always awesome. You're gonna get exactly what you expected, which is like, okay, fine. And then you're gonna get either, you know, if not that, less than you expected, or you're gonna get nothing, where they just took your money and gave you nothing. Those aren't okay. Those bottom three, you're not trying to do that. You wanna be always giving more than people expect, right? Now, where does this come from? Fundamentally, there's two types of people in life, right? There are givers and there are takers, okay? People who put out more than they receive back are givers, right? Like, if I'm, you know, it's better to give than to receive, right? So if I'm somebody that, when I'm a sales guy, you know, I'm thinking about, okay, how do I help this person? How do I wow them? How do I make sure my product's the right fit? How do I send them articles and videos and links? How do I follow up really well so that they're, you know, taken care of and helped before they ever even become a client? And then once I close them, how do I make sure that they have the best experience and they get delivered to quickly and they get what they asked for and they want to give referrals and we keep servicing them? That's a giver. That person will do well no matter what they sell because they're a giver, and people want that attention and that experience, okay? The ratio of givers to takers, I think there's a lot less givers on this planet. And so when you're a giver, or you have a giver on your team, or you can become a giver, because I do believe that's possible, it makes you different. It makes you stand out. It makes you more valuable because you produce so much value for other people, right? Now, what's the flip side? The flip side is the taker. Okay, the taker is always thinking about their favorite radio channel, WIIFM, what's in it for me, right? What's in it for me? How much commission do I get? Oh, I had to follow up with that person. They're a pain in the ass. That's too much work for me. I'm a taker, right? Or, you know, they don't deserve my time. I'm a taker. Or why would I keep doing this free stuff when I don't get paid? I'm more valuable than that. That's a taker, guys. Do you really think that Jeff Bezos sits there thinking about how much his time is worth? Right? I don't think so. Like last year, Amazon actually lost money. Like the year before, I think they were like 220 billion. The year after, they lost like a couple $1 billion, and that's because they're investing in improving. Right? He's like, I don't really care. Like, I know that the long-term value of giving is always going to be better. Right? If you look at like, just like look at your experience in life with two friends. You've got one friend that's always thinking of you, checking in. When you have a conversation, they ask you questions. They want to know what you think. They want to understand you better, right? That's the giver. They could be talking about themselves or their own opinions or their own thoughts. Instead, they don't. They're focusing on, I want to know more about you, versus another friend that's a taker. They have to make sure that you know what they think, and they're incessantly speaking and blah, 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 and they never care what you think. They never ask questions. They never probe on what's on your mind. It's just blah, right? Between the two, I want to hang out with the person that cares about what I think. They ask me questions. They give me value. They're thinking of me, right? And I want to reciprocate that too, because I like to be a giver. So that's a great relationship to have. I consider them, they consider me. Right? The taker, really what that is it's a self-introversion. It's a focus on one's own needs above everything else. And that actually comes from scarcity mindset. It's the idea that there isn't enough to go around, so I better take care of number one first. And the reality is there's no scarcity of anything. Right? I'm sitting on a deck right now where if I had a bucket of water, I could not empty out the ocean right now. I could take as much water as I wanted. There's trees around me. I could clip as many trees down as I wanted, and it would be more than I could handle. Right? Same thing with money. They literally print the damn stuff. Food, go to any grocery store in the world, have your pick. You've got so much food available. Right? So what is the taker really worried about? They're creating a reality that doesn't exist, a reality where there might not be enough, a reality where their needs come before everyone else's. Right? And that's fine, but what's going to happen is that person is going to limit their potential, especially if they're a salesperson. You're only going to meet what your needs require, because here's the key. How does someone become a millionaire? How does someone become a billionaire? How does someone become passive income and financially independent? Because the first thing that I hear the average person say, and here's how I know someone's a taker, quote unquote, I don't need all that. That's the number one thing that for me identifies a taker over a giver. A taker only thinks about what they need. And they are going to do it in a way where it sounds like they're being maybe, humble, or, they're thinking of others' needs. Oh, that's too much and I don't need all that. Good. Like no one ever thought about what about what everyone else's needs? If I'm a sales guy, I'm not thinking about I'm closing deals just for my own commission because that's what I need. When I'm a sales guy and I'm a CEO of a company, when I sell, I'm thinking about I've got 9 staff. What do they need? That's payroll. I know I'm not taking the money home. It's going to them. That's my thought is how do I make this so big that it's beyond what I need? Because if I'm only ever thinking about what I need, I'm only ever going to produce what I need. If I only ever produce what I need, I'm probably going to slowly always produce less. Right? So I want to give you how do you become a giver rather than a taker? Okay? You have to give to get. That's the secret of this world. You have to give to get. So as soon as you start thinking about your own needs, A, I want you to realize that's selfish. And then B, I want you to think about exchange. How am I going to give to get? Right? Like let's even talk about like in a conversation, for example. I just bought new shoes. I want someone to compliment my shoes. I want them to acknowledge me. And instead of like, hey, look at my shoes. Let me command your attention and put them on my feet because my feet are so important that I think that I deserve your attention. No, I'm going to say, hey, I love your shoes. And they're going to say, oh, thanks. And then they're going to look at mine and be like, yours are nice too. Boom. Right? Like that was give to get. If I want a commission, give. We're going to give value. I'm going to get commission on the sale. If I want, go out on a date with someone, I'm going to give a compliment. I'm going to give service. And then they're going to say yes when I ask, rather than just me saying, hey, you want a date? Right? So be a giver, not a taker. And that's going to give you the income that you need. And again, not just your needs, but other needs too. Your donations, your investments, your family, everything beyond just you, right? So that's what I got for you today. Now, speaking of being a giver, I'm going to go ahead and give you my 68 ways to earn more income. Okay, so if you put in the comments #giver, What my team will do is they'll reach out to you and they're gonna give you a free copy of the 68 ways to earn additional income. On the very back of that, there's gonna be a free ticket to a webinar on how you can earn more income. I'm gonna help you do that. My team is gonna coach you through the process. So put that hashtag. Again, you gotta do the hashtag, like the channel, subscribe, and turn your notifications on, and then we'll send that out to you. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.